Problems are what make us grow. Problems are what sculpt our soul. Problems are what make us become more.
And I get it, change is scary. Change may be one of the single most paralyzing elements that we as humans face.
On this one, most of you can relate because I'll truthfully admit, I've also been down the rabbit hole of endless motivations, which was helpful to some extent, but majority of time, just too unnecessary, because how much motivational speeches does one need to listen to in order to start putting in the work and to show a bit of effort? And that's where the dangers of toxic positivity comes in. Positivity with no results or effort. And with that said, guys, let's just jump right into today's topic. You know, it's so fascinating that we have a lot of these types of videos and posts all over the internet. Our social media feeds are constantly being flooded on a daily basis with quotes of how one can be successful, why one should be successful, why it's not easy to become successful, why you will fail trying to be successful, when it's time to be successful, why you should stop trying to be successful and try to be successful. And the list goes on and on and on, but yet still you find that a lot of people are still depressed, unmotivated, too negative, unhappy with the results in their life, and the list goes on. And it's really easy for one to just dismiss these people's state of mind by saying that they're not motivated enough, they're not hardworking enough, and maybe they need to buy a course on selfimprovement.com. Some might even go to the extent of saying that they need to be born again, make Christ their savior, and that way they will receive peace. And well, that might work for you, but for the majority, not in the way you've presented it. Because as I indicated, these individuals are exposed to useful information on a daily basis. So the question to ask is, yes, they have useful information, but do they know how to apply these information? Well, of course, the answer is no. They don't know how to apply it. And coming to think about it, the same can be said about people who are literally exposed to these type of information on selfimprovement.com. And whereas this type of individuals have even pledged alliances with positivityforlife.com, yet at the end of the day, they also don't have substantial results to show in terms of improvement, relationship-wise, body-wise, career-wise, educational-wise, and the wise goes on. Then again, one might ask, how is it that the most positive, motivated, and optimistic brothers and sisters don't have the very result there's so much talk about? Well, that's very simple to explain. They too don't know how to apply the very information they're exposed to. So then finally, what's the middle ground in all this? Since we've pointed out that these two groups, the overly pessimistic and the overly optimistic. Well, simple. It's fine to be pessimistic if you're also capable of being optimistic. Pessimism in this case being defined as the attitude that things will go wrong and that your goals are less likely to be fulfilled, and optimism being the attitude that everything will go right as planned always. So ladies and gentlemen, it's fine to be pessimistic if you're also capable of being
Optimistic, and this is what I mean.
You see, from all I've learned in this life, there's one truth or one lesson that arises from all these lessons, and that is any state of mind can be taught, cultivated, and nurtured. For example, take this saying from Jesus, which says, I've told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. Jesus, being an individual who taught his disciples to hope for the best, also acknowledged the fact that the world was full of trouble, and with such troubles, it'll be easy for anyone and everyone to be pessimistic. And then just right after that, he also indicated or said that they should be hopeful, in this case optimistic, because he overcame the world. But then we can see that Jesus acknowledged the fact that it'll be normal for any person to be pessimistic or unmotivated because of the many troubles found in this world. But then he also indicated that it was possible to be optimistic regardless of the happenings in the world. So ladies and gentlemen, it's fine to be pessimistic if you're also capable of being optimistic, because life is all about balance. And it's this equilibrium that will allow us to make the most out of it. And without being pessimistic at times, guys, let's be real, it makes it impossible for you and I to see the reality of life in its true form. And so does the optimistic state of mind. It helps you and I to see the positive result that life is capable of presenting to you and I at all times. But then again, how do we reach this equilibrium, this balance? Personally, I really believe it's by being practical, by acknowledging that you are human, by allowing yourself to be sad if you are really feeling sad, and yes, but don't wallow in your sadness, because okay, that doesn't make sense at all. Don't wallow in your sadness. Be hopeful or optimistic, but don't be unrealistic. Learn to balance, because all sunshine makes a desert. You need both rain and sunshine. And guys, well, I hope that made sense. And that's it for today. And thank you so much for taking your time to watch this video. Please leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on today's topic. Feel free to add where you can add. And yes, if you just stumbled on this video or on this channel today, my name is Luke, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao.